Good morning, everybody. I think you guys can hear me. uh, how y'all doing? Am I coming in audio? What's up, Trail Dust? What's up, War Tree? Um, uh, good morning, good morning, good morning. I don't have any tea in front of me. What's up, Trail Dust, War Tree? Mr. Donut, Mr. Lonus, Mountain, MTN Home Forge. How do, how do? Uh, Unless anybody else pops in, I think it's just me. I think Sully might be busy at work, and I'm pretty sure that Speargrass is working as well. The topic that we were going to have lined up, because we got some videos to go with it, accompaniment videos to go with it, we're going to hold off till next week, or the week after or something. What's up, Hubcat? Michael Robertson. Bortagov. Am I saying that right? Tagov. Um, so, John Jude, good morning. Uh, cool thing. Roy shouted out the show on a video. That was pretty wild. I liked it. So, make sure when he comes in, everybody gives him a big thank you. Because him shouting out the show is also him shouting out us, you. I always say this is a community effort. Donut, my brain. Am I the tool of the week? Awesome. What's up, Dana? Paul? Yeah, I chose tool of the week as the brain because it's one of those that you can do plenty of shows on. You can do several episodes based on that simple concept. And it's a good conversation, too, because it's something that's so often thought of subconsciously, again, brain, and not really, paid attention to. What's up, Mr. Whitney? Mick Chu, how do? Plus, it's that fun one because there's a lot of little, everybody gets I'm not, no. Surprisingly, it goes in a little bit deeper than just, like being smart or not, and I'll get into that. Because it is a topic that I have done extensive amateur research into. What's up, Steven? Michael Hayes, how do? What's up, Mr. Coffee? Welcome back. I love you, brother. Poor Mr. Coffee. Man. Yeah, I couldn't think of a good picture to put under here, so I just left it black. I hope you guys are okay with that. I don't particularly like the aesthetic, but I mean, hey, whatever. Let me put a link up. There's War Tree. Yeah, so people are welcome to jump in to the Discord and chit chat with me. Shane Laloon, good morning. Hold on, my tool needs restoration. Anyone got a spare? Abby normal brain. I've been telling my coworkers for weeks that their brain is the most important tool they will ever have. Morning to you too all. That's why I kind of chose it. I mean, I will very likely have a lot of fun with this, and we'll probably do this topic again another point. I word good. But yeah, it's just one of those all encompassing. But I kind of want to let people filter in and say hello and all that fun stuff. And Dog Bones, how do, Bobby? I'm in trouble. Aren't we all? The self-depreciating humor is real. But yeah. Hey, Mr. Lonis. I might as well just jump right in. I mean, it's a long topic. It's the tool of the week is your brain. As blacksmithing, we don't use that part of the body. You know what? Here's the thing. um, and that's kind of what I'm going into is you might not think you are, but you actually are. Intuition, creativity, all that fun stuff is part of it. You know, uh, when you come across a problem that needs solving and fixing, and you think of a creative way out of around the problem, you're brainstorming like crazy. What's up, Mr. Killian? Um, Hearing weird noises. I know I need to open some windows, but it's cold outside. Give me one sec. It's about 30 degrees out there. Need this just yet, but uh, but yeah, the I mean, there's the obvious stuff like, okay, when you go into your shop to work, um, you got to think about what you're going to be doing. You got to plan accordingly. You got to make sure, you know, smart wise, you have all the necessities, all your tools there, your plans and everything. You got to think about things to get started, uh, which is primary function. um, but I mean, if you think about it, a lot of the stuff that we do creatively at the anvil, it's your brain just firing off. And aside from aside from see, my brain not working. What's up, Curtis? Yeah. Um, when you're trying to come up with a solution, or you got a piece of steel and you're like, okay, what exactly am I going to do next? You know, um, what's up, Possum? It really you rely heavily on your brain to go, okay, if I do this, it will do this. It'll look better. Up, like uh, that spot that I just put there. So I kind of want to work it over this way, and it really helps you do it. It's such a broad topic. um, but so that's like the creative aspect, and we'll go into it. We'll conversate about it. So it's like it's not just me giving a lecture or nothing. Paul Orchard, I think about lunch. Um, this is gonna have way too many. This is gonna have way too many jokes. I'm not gonna be able to stop laughing. It was kind of a I don't want to say phoning it in episode, but it's not. It's really not. Uh, uh, but yeah, it just shows how reliant I've become on having co-hosts. um, measure once, cut 50. Yeah, I measured. I was doing some work at the out in the garage. We're doing an upgrade from a 200 amp service uh, to a 400 amp split service. Once one service split to my shop will have 200 amps, and my the house will have 200 amps. And yeah, putting up wood framing for the uh, metal building, and a carpenter I'm not. Hey, Ben. Um, hey, Wartree. I see you in the Discord. Um, I can move you to the speaker, invite you to speak. There you are. You got your hand raised. Invite to speak. Now, I believe, War Tree, that you will have a little indicator saying, move to speaker or something.
Come speaker.
There you go. Okay.
There we go.
Hey, what's up, War Tree?
My brain isn't completely useless this morning.
No, it's topical. um,
Yeah, not much. Just woke up, made my coffee, and then Discord popped on. I'm like, oh yeah, today is Sunday.
right. Um, but yeah, what I was gonna say. Sorry, I'm fielding bots on Facebook as well. Um, uh, is during the build out, it's like I'm like, okay, it needs to be. I kind of wanted these boards to squeeze in to help friction hold everything together. In addition to the screws that I put up, because it's electrical service and you want it tight. I didn't have enough room to use like metal struts and such. It was just easier to use wood. Me not being a carpenter.
Oh, I'm not one either, so I would have no clue
Oh
about
yeah,
working with wood.
it's like I ended up having to cut the boards a couple times, and then ultimately in the end take them over to my belt sander. Shave off just that little bit that I
Yep.
needed. I'm walking around the shop with the freaking 2x4s and 2x6s and stuff, and I'm like,
I end up doing that same exact thing.
yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, and then the last one I did was, I thought about all the previous ones I did. I'm going to cut it short. I cut it too short. I'm like, if every time I cut it, it's too long, I'm going to cut it short this time, and it was too short.
It's
It's like
the handle I was doing on Chad Gray's blade. Just kept having to redo it,
yeah,
and it just would not work together until it even fucking broke. Sorry,
no, yeah,
bad language.
yeah. Careful, hot mic.
Yep.
uh,
Mm.
but yeah, it's the brain is an important tool, and it's like you got to pay attention to what you're doing, and listen to your intuition. In the summer when everything's like roasty, toasty, hot, and crazy, it's like if
Oh yeah,
listening to your intuition, listen to what your body's telling you to do. It's like if your brain starts getting foggy, stop, take a break, cool off, get some drinks,
get some electrolytes going there,
yeah,
and
and even more than that,
pickle juice or something.
even less than something as severe as heat stroke or heat exhaustion or any of that dangerous stuff. You'll be laser focused on a project or on a specific aspect of the project, and you get that tunnel vision, and your brain's just locked on this one thing. Sometimes you need to take a step back and look at the forest for the trees. You need to
Yeah.
like re-evaluate what your plan is, and
You reevaluate and get a better view of what you're doing, and
yeah,
go from there.
yeah.
Pretty much a constant for me.
Oh, exactly. What is this brain?
Right. I'll go. I'll go in there with a plan and turn around and be like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah. All of you guys know that I really don't write anything down. I don't pre-plan much of anything other than in my head. I go out to the shop and I just, shut off my critical thinking part of the brain and just hit things with the hammer until it looks cool. But
just go with the feeling.
what's up, Speargrass? How do? But yeah, so it's like your brain is a well-tuned tool. Whether you want to think it or not, it's doing its job, whether you believe it or not.
Yes, and if you don't know how to use it, it does some goofy stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Tell your brain where your gear. Exactly.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like I was watching something yesterday, and this is kind of the reason why I brought up decided to do the topic of the brain. I literally have nothing prepared paper wise in front of me. Again, my adage is wing it.
Yep. Just wing it. That's kind of been my philosophy and what I'm doing this, because I end up over planning and getting too concentrated on the planning aspect and barely get anything actually done.
Yeah. Hanging the
And
new
it's one of
tube.
the reasons why Smithcast haven't done a Smithcast in a while. So
Yeah.
like that's I overthink it. I do like a million questions, and I should just wing it.
Mm. Well, yeah. For your Smithcast thing, the interviewing with several Smiths. Uh, Yama's wings it to squirrel. um, it's like I've been interviewed by you, and you did an all right job. You did good. It's like you have like 5 core questions that you ask everybody,
Yeah.
and then a couple questions that are specific to that maker, and then the rest of it just go conversational off those answers, and you could fill an hour like that.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially if you get a talker like me on there.
Exactly. And one of the big problems that I had is like with the over planning is I'd ask one question, and in their explanation they would answer like the next 10 questions.
Yeah. And
Like, well,
you
I
can
didn't
even
think about
even
that.
address that. You could be like, "Well, you've answered
It,
those questions already."
yeah, and that's actually what I finally did with our episode with God, Martin Sec, Panda Bear Forge.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like some people just know how to give information.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like they know what questions you're gonna ask, and
Yeah,
just blows my mind. I'm glad that I don't do it live.
yeah. Y'all talking about, or Speargrass is talking about me being distracted and squirrels and everything. And it's like for some reason out in the field out here, because it just stopped raining, there's about 800 birds about right outside my window, picking at all the worms and grubs and whatnot. What's up, Wayne?
Hello, Wayne.
uh, how many of those shirts do you have? I'm guessing 37. I got a lot of Hawaiian shirts. I need more. But I need to buy them in bulk and buy them cheap.
That's how I am with my flannels.
Right.
Absolutely cannot get enough flannel.
But flannel everything.
Right? Yeah.
um,
And I own my Carta.
yeah. Um, I think
Oh,
Ben Toombs, the Bird Whisperer. But yeah. I gotta close my window. And birds are just gonna keep me distracted. Oh, look at the birdie. Brain again. Brain. I've got a job to do, and the brain. The brain is going do 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 do.
sometimes the birds get in the way.
Yeah. Sometimes the birdie's getting away. Yes, you gotta maintain your brain, like Speargrass said.
Yeah.
Bulk cheap Hawaiians. I will talk to people in Bali. Thank you.
And
uh,
that's something that I've been trying to take care of too, is like get my vitamin intake up and just undo the fog that I've been in.
oh yeah, I do multivitamins and brain supplements and
Oh yeah.
acid reflux stuff every day.
And just with like vitamin C and zinc alone, I've been feeling a lot better these last few days and just getting a lot more work done as far as videos go.
It's all brain care. I mean, that's
Oh
you
yeah.
know, uh, your brain is a super useful tool, but it can also often be a hindrance.
It's a tool and it's a sponge.
Yeah, it is spongy. You ever held a brain? No, I'm not going to get that story. Um,
No, but that would be very interesting. I hear
nah.
it's like gelatinous. I don't know. I'm the kind of guy who would want to visit a body farm though and go check out
Yeah.
and see what those guys research.
Yeah, possum. That's a good point. When you're at the moment, you can't remember it. You know, most what I'll do is I'll in my phone in the notes section I'll toss a couple words like, and even if I don't get to them for for a while. At least it's written down.
Yeah.
Don't know.
They let you.
But yeah, like let me see. Let me go to my notes real quick and see what crazy stuff I've put in there. This is like direct out of my brain. Those are all addresses. Addresses. Jesus. Next sculpture: deep sea geothermal vent pipe with tube worms. Use steel wool as the smoke. Sure, maybe someday. Story time. Time travel is discovered by a fast food chain. They use it to drive through use it for drive-through supremacy. You get your order before, or you get your food before you order it. It just brain.
Sometimes you need a walkthrough, you know. I definitely need to write up a few of those.
Yeah. Donut, absolutely. Brains make or doorways make you forget things. It's like doorway. The door jams have those built-in like Men in Black flashers in
I was actually just gonna say something to that effect. A theory I heard is you walk through a door, and when you forget, that's when you know you've seen an alien and they've erased your memory.
Yep.
That's my favorite one. It's
Oh
like I'll go
yeah.
with that one.
Um,
What is sleep? I don't know, Wayne. What is sleep?
who needs it? But yeah. Man, like there's just I wish I had like saved at least the articles that I was reading and whatnot, because it's like that's the problem with me is I'll read the stuff and I'll be like I can retain that information, and then
It's like
like Donut just said, walking through the doorway you forget everything. Like here I am,
yeah,
ready to push onto you all the information I have. It's gone.
yeah.
But it's sorry, I'm trying to. Here's what's got me distracted. I'm reading the chat, watching up here,
Oh, me too.
and keeping an eye on my stats at the same time. Uh, here's
It's a
Roy to save the day.
lot to pay attention to. Hello, Roy.
That's what I'm trying to get at is the orchestration of processes, and a lot of it early on is um, rote learning. Like you're trying to memorize, the steps needed, and at a certain point it switches from uh, book learned knowledge to intuition at the anvil,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
know that like okay, if your next step is what I was trying to get to earlier, if your next step is to do a 90-degree corner, for example, uh, there's like four different ways to do it. You got the upset corners, you got the Haberman bends, you got the blah blah blah, you got the blah blah blah. Now, intuition tells you in that moment what is the easiest for what you're trying to achieve. So it's like you trust your brain to lead you to the right in the moment answer and solution, and you just do it. All of that happens instantaneous, you know.
Yeah. I mean, with you know, the with the experience, yeah.
Yeah. And Roy, I'd like to thank you. Actually, I got a couple little things for you. I'd like to thank you for that video. That was cool. Again, for those of you who didn't hear, Roy shilled out the church show, the Blacksmiths, the Sunday morning gathering. This one,
I'm not sure how I missed that.
Yeah, he did a Tong video where he basically did a video response to last week's episode, and it was really cool. And so thank you for that. Exactly what tools you lay out next, the size of material start, what will be done next. Exactly, your layer of processes. And hey, hello, Eric. Uh, and on a side note, Roy, I was going through my paperwork, and I can't believe I just yesterday I opened the invoice, my last invoice from you, and saw your handwritten note there. So yeah, I loud and clear. I'll get I'll get some stuff out to you. But
Okay, well, that should not interrupt. There we go.
But yeah, it's brain care aside, and doing things to take care of, your memory and your brain, because that's like one of the greatest, I don't want to say
Oh, yeah,
battles, but
and
like, you know, hey, Mr. Lomas. Uh,
it's just knowing what to do with it, and like everyone's brain is different, so you got to do a different thing from this guy, and it's just trial and error and repeat.
well, it's
But
muscle memory and
yeah,
intuition and instinct. As you learn stuff and use what you learn over and over and over, uh,
yeah,
uh, going back to the 90 degree uh, the 90-degree corners. It's just the processes that it becomes intuition in the moment of what you're going to do. Sometimes it fails you. Sometimes you get to the end of it, and either A, you're just having a nutso time trying to achieve that one thing, and that goes into that tunnel vision of, hey, step back and look, there's another way to do it. But you finish it and you go, man, I could have saved a whole bunch of time by just doing a different technique. You know, all that all that comes with the experience, and all that comes, that feeds your brain with experience and knowledge, and as Roy says, the processes. If you find that, while you're at the anvil working on a project, constantly like digging and searching for tools, and not knowing where you put things, stop pointing at me. Um, it's kind of supposedly learn that organization of, okay, I know what I'm going to need to do this, so I need to lay it all out and um, be ready for it, so that
right.
boom, that instinct kicks in, that muscle memory kicks in, and okay, to do this, grab it, hit it here, flip it, hit it here, turn it over, hit it over here, and put it back in the fire. So everybody's still saying good morning. Uh, but yeah, it's that that intuition part of it. I mean, so it's like you've got the creative half of your brain running almost constantly, even when you have creative blocks. It's running like a background process, and you just can't access it.
Right,
What's
yeah,
up, Bloobs?
hmm?
Oh, sorry, I was saying hey to Bloobs. He popped in.
Oh,
Body's not looking for him. Bird,
hello.
bird. Eric, gotta run. Time to head to church. Yep. I would say have fun, but I've been to mass. uh,
A good topic for the week, but mine is not working.
I know, and the funny thing is, it's like that's kind of one of the best times to think about it. Is
Right? Yeah.
why isn't it working? It's like I really feel that most creative blocks and most brain fogs, you know, are kind of a symptom of you've overworked your brain for a bit for whatever reason, and
Uh, yeah. Overwork, not
like
sleep enough.
yeah, yeah. So taking a step back and looking at something completely different. If I know this has happened to several people as they've said it, has not quite yet happened to me, but you get that, man. I just can't think. Just can't think about it, doing blacksmithing. I'm stuck in a rut in blacksmithing. I'm stuck in a rut creatively with this or that or the other thing. You know,
I do have a. I actually have a solution, and I'm gonna do a video on it. But
cool. Yeah.
when I get stuck in that rut and I don't know what to do, and my brain's just kind of just just not quite enough coffee in my circulation system. I do something that's like called a nothing. Like you'll put like a hole on one end and God, what the hell is it called? Um,
Taper
on
on the
one end
other.
of a yeah, and a
Oh,
taper on the other, and you just loop it around and make a circle or something.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
think.
That's
Oh.
that's one thing. Like do simple projects to kind of restart your brain. Um, or to get your,
Yeah.
to get you working through it. And it does practice, it gives you practice and all that stuff. Um, another another thought that thing that I've always kind of subscribed to when you've got a when you've got a block and you've got for whatever reason can't find the motivation or can't find the inspiration to do something in the shop or to do something in life, take a step back. I head out to the water and sit and just stare at it for a couple of hours. Think of nothing, basically shut your brain down and think of nothing, worry about nothing, and then,
Yep.
let your brain completely rest, and then, get a good night's rest and hit it hard the next day. Don't think about the next day. Don't plan the next day. Just
Just go in and do it.
just do it. Well, like when you're sitting there, like for me at the water, or for those of you by mountain states, or Roy staring off into the frozen tundra, you know, just just kind of shut your brain down, clear it, and then get back to it. Don't worry about what you've got to do. Don't worry about what you're gonna do. Don't worry about what you want to do. Just let your brain wander and shut down. And hey, Aimless.
One of the things I love about going out and doing photography on a day off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people. The blacksmithing is a hobby, so it is their opportunity to shut their brain down. But ultimately, it's like just like any hobby. You kind of need a break from it, even if it's just for a couple of hours.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
gotta unplug and recharge sometimes. But
I'm trying to keep an eye on the the Discord in case anybody jumps in and raises their hand to speak. You know, but
yeah, looks like Robert's in there, but he hasn't
yeah.
decided to join
Well,
in.
some people, I will say, some people like to jump into the Discord and listen,
And just listen.
um, because you get it 15 you get 15 seconds earlier. You get it in real time. All right, here we go. I've got a group question. Is it just me, or does anybody else beat their metal like it owes them money? Um,
It depends on what I'm making.
yeah, I mean, I was going over some of my old videos,
My
and
metal does owe me money.
sometimes I've got this look on my face like that metal pissed me off. But for the most part, it's like I'm more looking through the metal as to what's happening inside of it and what can come out of it. What's up, Paul?
If I'm isolating Tang material, I'll beat it like it owes me money. But I will be back in a couple seconds. I'm going to
Sure.
grab that
Ab-
nothing thing so I can take a picture of it.
Absolutely, Paul. Going for a hike. For me, it's there we go. Robert, that's what he's doing. He's sharing pictures. Okay. Um, Robert Lonis pushed my brain to its limit when building this. That's a beautiful press. Yeah. And then Roy sharing his pictures of the tundra, and that just looks like a frozen wasteland. Like something you'd see in some sort of survival video game. Looks like he was camping in the snow. You crazy. Oh, yeah. And then that scruffy beard. I'll pick your nose, Roy. Squirrel! Roy's like, oh, you're not talking about my pictures. I'm going away. Oh, there's something soothing about beating the piss out of a piece of red hot steel. Absolutely. No problem, Robert. It is a very impressive press. I like it. I'm just looking at it. I want to press. It'll be a few years before I before I get around to building it. Oh, Grizzly Adams. That is tundra enough for me. Freaking Roy's becoming Roy. Oh my God, Roy! You went a little overboard with the flux, didn't you? Yeah, I'm gonna get Roy's becoming so famous. I'm gonna get copyright strikes just for showing his picture. That is a beautiful picture, though. That right there is a beautiful picture. But I think you left your door open. Man, don't you have electricity on this wall? Don't you kind of need to make sure you have GFI protection, man?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too when I saw that picture. Isn't that wired?
It is a wired shop. Oh, Roy, be careful. Roy's gonna be recording a video, and he's gonna let me flip this side. Fly press. Fly press would be wicked. I don't currently have the room in my shop for a fly press.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what would be even more wicked than having a fly press is having the room to have one.
Yeah. GFIs is for sissies. GFIs is code. Yeah, GFIs for sissies. If you don't like the feeling of 120 or 220 volts running coursing through your body, that's how you wake up. I listen to learn and shut up to absorb. Deep detail of steel and blacksmith knowledge. I'm 70 and 3 years as a hobbyist. Do wish I had YouTube many years ago. Absolutely, John. But
Drink my coffee in the morning. I just put my hand on the wall.
yeah. More pictures coming in. Yeah, that's
my nothing.
Yep. And the thing is those nothings. That looks pretty cool. I like the way you did that. Just quick, simple. And
yeah, that's an old one. That was one of the first things I ever did.
Yeah, and then you could freaking toss a lanyard on it and call it a keychain.
Yeah,
like any of those goofy little nothings you do, you can
an ignition breaker.
Yeah. Morning, Chewy.
That's my old touch mark, by the way, too.
Huh?
That's my old touch mark on it. But
on the side here.
Yep.
I can't zoom in anymore. Nice.
Little depiction of Mount St. Helens.
Right. I bought a fly press for $1. Pressed many flies with it. But yeah, like War Tree putting up that picture, it's a clear-cut example of what we're talking about. Like you can shut off and do something small and basic to kind of
something.
Just okay, struggling with this. Let me do this. Just let me do something I don't have to think about. You
don't even have to think about it, but you're also practicing several techniques.
Right.
I should probably do that sometime. Just go out and make another nothing.
Well,
an updated version of nothing.
I'd like to do a lot of those small projects. It's just when I'm in the shop, I have so many things I need to do. And I always feel like a tool saying, I got so many things that are more important. But like the fundamentals and practicing hammer control is one of the most important things you can do in your free time in your shop. I'm gonna shift over. Either that or move the camera. I find myself leaning off screen. But yeah, I mean it's talking about snow. I'm freezing my butt off with this window open. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Taking a moment to clear the brain and focus on fundamentals, even if it's something you've done 100 times, do it 100 more, because every little bit makes you that much better,
Exactly. keep the practice going. And that's pretty much the idea of like doing the nothing. It's just, you get it's practice.
Exactly. And all that goes into feeding the brain, teaching the brain muscle memory and intuition. If you've done the process
Yep.
1,000 times, you don't have to think about it. Your brain takes over. Your body takes over. Your brain just does it automatically. Like you don't think about breathing, you just do it. You actually have to think to stop breathing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a
Oh.
voyage y'all want to go on. I hear you.
Oh, that coffee needs to freaking kick in.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, and like I said, this is one of those broad topics that I'm sure can be discussed in even more scientific detail.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and it's like
And
I used to, well, I still do. It's just I haven't done it much. I enjoy reading like psychological case studies and stuff, and it's the brain is a fascinating subject.
yeah,
What?
I,
Yeah.
I think yeah, I have I'm kind of right there with you. Me and my wife have like a library on serial killers and despots and just the psychology behind them,
Right.
and it's freaking fascinating as hell.
Well, what got me way back in the day thinking like, oh yeah, research psychology just as a hobby. Um, uh, when I used to act, one of the jobs that I had is like I had a gig at a haunted house, and it's like, every time I say it, I always feel bad because it's interactive theater. Every,
Yeah.
every time I say that, people imagine their typical like high school haunted house where you walk through and there's just black walls and gory scenes and everybody's jumping out going rah. It's like, no, I mean, I had character development. We had a storyline. We had main characters in the haunt. We had that had to progress the story. And I had uh, uh, lines that I had to memorize and actual acting that needed to be done. You know, and I've done it so many times I could probably go off into it right now and do my flair, but I ain't gonna. Um, Till I see my name in the study. Oh, I'm sure there's a case study around there about me. But to help my characters, because I created characters for other people as well. Um, I'd study, the psychology of fear and the psychology, like different subconscious triggers, and I'd incorporate those into my characters so that,
Method.
yeah, well, yeah, method acting is kind of staying in character and whatnot, but like,
Oh yeah. Okay.
but it's like I'd study it so that I wasn't just a one-dimensional, or two-dimensional character, or whatever. It's like that, every character that I portrayed had depth, and it's like, and I made sure of that by studying the psychology of it, and it's like, and that kind of carries over to blacksmithing, is understanding how your brain works and how to learn. Now, that's tricky
Yeah.
because it's like, I suck at learning. No, I'm great at learning, and I'm okay at retention. I'm horrible at organization. I am I severely get stuck in that tunnel vision, of everything.
That tends to be my problem, and when I finally get stuff organized, that's when I don't know where anything is.
Right. Well, a disorganized brain, it's like, is when you get distracted easily. At the anvil working on something, and you look over and you see something else that needs to be worked on. So you set that down and go, or like, oh man, I need to do this before I can do this, and then you do that, and it's that whole thing of, like, had to go to the store, car keys weren't hanging on your rack, so you go to find your car keys and think, man, I really need to keep these car keys here. so I can find them. And then you take time to, build yourself a rack for the car keys. And in the process of gathering the tools and materials to make the rack, you get distracted and you start organizing your shop, cleaning your shop. And in doing that, you find, something else that needs to be done. You start doing that. And then the whole day's gone by and you still haven't gone to the store.
Yeah.
You know?
That's, God, neurodivergence.
Yes, that's the word. All right. Speaking of using nuggets,
I'm
don't preheat your
very
anvils. Prove me
neurodivergent.
wrong. I love your anvil. I want that anvil. Daddy! Uh, Morning, Debbie. Uh, I think they're still talking about building the press. um, Yamez in a haunted house I would pay to see. You know, I could probably, if y'all are interested. I mean, last time I did it, I got yelled at, but I could share some of my old pictures from the haunted houses if I can find them. But now the main character that I created was Clockface. He was the intro character. He was the guy that went out to the crowd, did a little bit of crowd play, and then pulled the next group in, gave them the spiel, introduced the house, and then moved them through the rooms. Michael Hayes, me to a T, talking about the day-long trip, forgetting to get to the store for all the part that it's just it's that it's how the brain doesn't work. you know
Yeah.
but the character Clockface, he was basically a I specifically chose a clock, A, because it was thematic for the haunt, 11th hour haunted house, and B, because it's like one of the most unrecognizable subconscious fears is chronophobia, the fear of time. Almost everybody has it. It's one of those
I have
things.
noticed that,
Yeah.
actually.
The anxiety when dealing with, time. Like, do I have enough time? How much time do I have left? All
Yep.
that. And it's like, um, so
Because we're
yeah,
all indoctrinated to look at a clock.
yeah. So it's like I utilize that aspect in the character. I'm getting off topic. Squirrel.
That's awesome. That's awesome, though.
Um,
I thought about doing that, the haunted houses and stuff.
I
Never
love doing
really.
haunted house. I haven't done it in years. They couldn't pay me enough. Like, I mean, they like literally like um I became so valuable to the company, and they literally could not pay me enough to keep going, because I moved to Florida, and the guy at the haunt wanted to fly me up for the month of October each year, and the first year
Oh,
he
wow.
did it, and it's like he goes, yeah, can't do this again. I'm like, you're lost, and then like 11th hour ended up having to sell out to 13th Floor Productions, and like the majority of the reviews are, "Where's the clock guy?" It's like, you gone, he gone.
We didn't have enough money.
But
No, I mean, that would get expensive.
yeah, yeah, they actually still owe me a lot of money, but I ain't bothering with it.
Yeah.
That's freaking 10, 15 years ago. 10 years ago. Wait, 12 years ago was the last time I was at the haunt, I think. 13? I don't know.
Not sure you'd be able to get anything done if you wanted to with that.
Right. Oh, I know I for sure couldn't do that anymore. You know.
Yeah.
But I way off topic of the brain. um
Which kind of makes sense because
Trying
the
to get
brain goes everywhere.
yeah, trying to yeah, exactly. It's topical because it's wandering.
Yep.
Um, trying to get back to the chat here from a guy at work. I guess okay, still talking. You know, Ben's all building this press, and everybody's old punch press. Hey, I want a lot of stuff. I want a big old arbor press. Time is our attempt to
I
measure the immeasurable. Yep.
I just need to get a treadle hammer built and figure out how to do that with what I got.
Right. See, I've thought about building a treadle hammer, and it's like everybody tells me, no, 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 it isn't that bad, you know. But it's like just the thought of working my knee that much,
And I feel like attaching a motor is just like one tiny extra step
and then you got a power
when
hammer.
it comes to it. Yeah, and then you got a power hammer.
But I mean, it's like the nice thing about a treadle hammer is you get a lot more control than you would with a power hammer. You know, like you
Yeah.
can take and hold your hand, put a stopper, and chisel lines and just boom, 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 boom. Uh,
Mhm.
but
That kind of gives me a thought because you were saying that'd be kind of just sitting there and jamming on it with your foot all day. That would be kind of hard on the ankle and the knees and whatnot. I wonder if you can switch out the foot.
using the
I
other
guess.
foot,
No, no, no. Uh, switch out switch out the mechanism for like the gear and pedal on a bike type thing.
right? Yeah, I'm sure there's several creative ways to to go about it. You know, I've thought about
It'd have
like
to
a
be really
sewing machine,
precise.
a manual sewing machine treadle, where you're just
Yeah,
basically sitting
yeah.
there working a gear. You know, um, but yeah, I don't know. That's why a fly press would be fantastic for me. You know, because you can as I've heard, I haven't used one, but like it's that halfway point between a hydraulic press and a um got plans for those. Let's see, the shilling never stops. Anytime you want to mention us, all the better. And anytime you're recording a video and need a Yamez clip, feel free to take it or call me and have me on video, whatever. Teamwork. I'll help you grow
Yeah.
your channel. I'll help you grow your channel, Roy.
You have a good one, Wayne. Send some of that brain zapping to me. I
Yeah.
could use it.
Oh,
I don't have enough of it going on.
yeah. But yeah, the fly press. I've heard uh, that like if it's that like halfway point between a power hammer or a
Yeah.
hammer blow and a press blow, because not it does squish if you sit there and but also if you sit there and like tap it and let it hit and then fly back, it is like a hammer blow. You know, so that's kind of why I want it, is because it's a nice, solid,
Nice, easy. Just
well-rounded tool. You can do a lot with it. And
I seem to always forget about the fly press.
yeah,
But yeah, like hmm,
I'm sure the fly
more.
press will be a tool of the week at some point. Have Roy on as a guest doing tool of the week. Let's talk fly presses. And I'm sure him and Adam will just go back and forth with it.
Oh, I'm sure.
uh,
I was actually kind of surprised Adam wasn't in today.
Adam's at work today, and I believe Sully is also at work today.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Awesome.
as most of you know,
And
Sully works in the oil fields and is very often out incommunicado.
ah, well, that makes sense then. And I am currently at work.
Yeah, me too. I found a
Oh
hammer.
man.
Roy might fit in his barn, or I found a hammer for Roy. Might fit in his barn. uh,
This is extremely off topic, but I hate it. when the advertisement for my video editing thing pops up and takes over my screen. That just happened.
Ah, yeah.
It's like, I just bought you.
Yeah. Speaking of which, my video editing software needs updating. I opened it up to do a quick edit for something, and it's like, update? I'm like, not now. I
Just
just...
like, hey, I'm old. Yeah.
But
As
yeah,
soon as I bought the new one, it was trying to get me to buy next year's.
I feel that the brain is more of a map to where you want to take the project that you are working on to where it needs to go. Yep, absolutely. That's why it's such a broad topic, kind of why I chose it. Like, you can sit there, like, yep, that's part of the brain.
Yeah.
uh, Gas. Let's see, here's the brain again. Robert Lonis switched the gas motor for a 3-horse electric. I saw somebody take a impact drill, like a battery operated drill, take the battery out of it, put a freaking what was it? It was a weed eater, like a steel 2-stroke motor. It was awesome. uh,
Ingenuity.
Brain thinking.
They can come up with some crazy stuff sometimes.
Yep. I will say though, guys, the brain is. I'm sure. I'll be more prepared next time I talk about the brain, and have a bit of papers to prove my thoughts. Hey, Troy. That's all right. We're about to finish up here soon.
I know next time I definitely need to be prepared because I saw Tool of the Week, the brain, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have one of those.
Everybody's got it. It's a tool that everybody has, whether
Yeah,
they think so or not. You know.
and got excited and had all these thoughts of what I wanted to talk about, and then as soon as I got Discord, like I had to deal with my computer real quick, and then my brain just kind of went. It decided to be a brain, so
Yeah.
neurodivergence.
Yep. That's how that all works.
Yep.
Brain thinking, because the other thinking creates. Uh-oh.
And it's especially frustrating when that's like a new thing you're kind of dealing with because I had no clue I was neurodivergent at all up until 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it's to me personally. I think it's like this stuff has been going on. Everybody has a little bit of everything with the brain issues,
Yeah.
and
For me, it's a form of like very high functioning autism.
yeah, but yeah, and it's like just recently they've started naming some of these
Yeah.
things that happen with the brain, and it's like, yeah, everybody has that to some degree, you know.
Yeah.
It's like that, show me somebody who does not get distracted, you know, and
Yeah.
I'll show you somebody who's not human. Roy's gonna pop in and be like, "Hey." uh, you can lie to yourself, Yama. It's not us. uh, but
Coffee Studios, that made me want another cup of coffee.
poor John. I can't have coffee right now. How you feeling, John? We're talking all about the brain, but this man's got heart. I think he's even seen it. Is there a formula for determining material needed to make raised lettering with metal? That's a Roy question.
Yeah, I would have no clue. I would just like try to figure it out with like a big stamp and burn up all my time
Mm-hmm.
and something make something ultra stupidly complicated
Yeah.
and quit halfway done because I realize how complicated it is. Neurodivergence.
Michael Hayes. I've been waiting for somebody to say this. Yes, muscle memory is not actually a muscle thing, but a brain thing.
Yeah.
Things that are not taxing skills. Autopilot allows for other things to happen in the meantime. Yes, that's exactly my point. But you have to train your brain to get to that muscle memory thing. You know, so I will say, guys, this was a surprisingly refreshing conversation. Uh, but brain fog has kicked in. I can't think
Oh yeah.
anymore.
I,
So,
that's because it went from me to you.
uh, apt for the show. uh, so with that, guys, I think I'll cut that at the hour mark. Do you have anything final to add there, War Tree?
Uh, as far as brains, um, no, because I'm still kind of in that brain fog too. But it is a really good topic for the week, and see you know, you want to do what I don't do and treat your brain right and try to get out of the fog. If you find yourself in the fog, just do a nothing, like I have posted up on the Discord there.
Yeah.
Or go out and do some photography. Get out of the shop if you're in there too much, because there is such thing as in the shop too much.
See, John, I'm good. Just jonesing to work on. So I hear you, man. Didn't and no, I didn't get to see my heart. Well, I mean, I'd ask for the video. um, but yeah, uh, thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for saying hey, and being a part of this random conversation that we call Blacksmith Church.
Yep,
um,
definitely random. Great being on, always, as always.
but yeah, everybody get
Uh,
out to your shops. Use your brain.
yeah,
wear your safety gear, and rock on. I'll catch you guys all on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. All right, guys. I am going to end it there and catch y'all on the flip side.
y'all have a good one.
Bye now.
Hmm.